Hi everybody, and welcome back to the shop, and welcome back to EP3D here, the live stream. Yes, welcome to another live stream here at EP3D Studio. Sorry, we're running a minute late here. It's been a day, but
it's 1 minute.
It's a long time. It's a long time. That is 1 whole minute. It's 60 whole seconds. So, I'm your host Matthew. And in front of me, behind you, is my producer wife, Emily. Say hello.
Hello.
She's going to be doing all the editing and running the chat, and I'm going to be doing all this 3D printer stuff here. And if you hear in the background a cat yowling and running around, sorry, we have a cat that likes to play, so we find it to be kind of funny. So hey, what?
You're kind of funny.
I'm kind of funny all the time.
That's why we like you.
That's fair. So we're going to let some people pile in here and get going, or let people pile in before we get too far into this. Introductions. She's writing stuff down.
Don't mind me. We have someone new. We've got Brant Miller. Says, first time here for the live. Recently found the channel and been catching up. Thanks for coming by.
Heck yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. We're glad you're here.
And this is one of our favorite part about the live streams, Brant, because we've got Baron, Rich, who all say hi. So just the community here. Everybody's like just welcoming them in, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we have a community going. We really like it. It's nice to have. So
yeah. And speaking of which, Rich is here. Hey, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
And Baron's
and
here.
Baron. Hi, Baron.
We've got Christian, who waves hi.
Hi, Christian. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here.
Baron says, not my fault this time, and says, hi, Emily and Small One. No Small One yet. Give us about an hour, and then the insanity will start.
Yeah.
And Drew came by, says hi to Brant as well.
What's going on, Drew? Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, and Drew gave a shout out for the Discord and suggests it.
Thank you, awesome. Drew. The Discord's doing good. We're slowly approaching 100 people in the Discord. Not bad.
I would say that's more than slowly. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's doing good. So we got a lot of people chatting away and just doing. It's become kind of its own little thing, its own entity, and it's nice. So I like it. It's a lot of fun. And I waited way too long to get it started, and I apologize to everyone for waiting so long.
You should.
Huh?
You should.
Yeah. I should just be sorry for my existence, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
But what we are doing today, if you didn't already see by the thumbnail and the title, is that we're going to be setting up 2 3D printers on the BTT PAD-7 and show you how to get them up in Orca Slicer and how you can separate them in Orca Slicer, so you don't have to deal with switching around mainsail. And I've made this work before, so I know I could do it again. And as a bonus, we are going to be testing some new filament that we got. And this is recommended by Drew. Thank you, Drew, for the recommendation.
I don't know if it's recommended, more as demanded.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it was demanded by Drew. We have some pumpkin spice PLA from Canadian Filaments that we're going to crack open, and we're going to make a pumpkin spice benchy.
So the little pumpkin sticker on the front says made with pure pumpkin spice.
Made with pure pumpkin spice.
And one of the cutouts is the actual like Canadian flag.
Yeah, the maple
Canadian
leaf.
flag, the maple leaf. That's it.
Which
that's
is
the word.
The Canadian flag.
Same thing.
Yeah.
If we got it in red, right?
Right. So yeah, this should be fun. It almost looks like a wood PLA. So we'll see how it goes with a speed benchy profile. What?
Unfortunately, I also got the copper penny, which
oh yes, want me to grab it? You got it.
So close, color-wise.
That camera position's sensitive.
You're sensitive.
I know. We also got copper penny, which is a like a copper silk-looking PLA. It looks really nice. It's very close in color to the pumpkin spice, but I think it's going to be shinier than the pumpkin spice. I don't know if you could tell. Pumpkin spice on my left, your right, copper penny. So the pumpkin spice is going to be a little bit more of a matte color.
Got a little bit more red in it, like a little more of a copper sheen.
Yeah. So We might crack that open today too. We will see. In fact, that's got air in it.
I did want to mention, luckily last week Drew let us know that the pumpkin spice was in stock, so we grabbed a quick roll while it was still in stock, because it's almost always out of stock. Hello, Mike. But I did want to mention that
Who's Mike?
my microphone, you weirdo.
Oh, okay.
Did want to mention that one of the things I liked about that we reviewed last week is they had the actual prints, so you could get a good feel for the color. I was noticing on the website these two colors actually looked pretty different on the website because they just show the spool.
Yeah.
Whereas last week has the
pictures of printed items, and it's a much better representation of the color.
Exactly.
And it seems like when they do their photos, they're using the same camera settings and the same lighting and the same little studio, so you get a much better idea for color accuracy and stuff like that. So good on Aya for that. Keep going. And so it'd be nice. That's the best way to put this. Other brands of filament could learn something from that, because there are others that do something similar. But Aya, I think, did a fantastic job at representing their brand and their colors with their photos. So yeah, enough ranting about that.
Let's see. Oh, Brant already says he's already joined the Discord. Thank you
excellent.
for doing that.
Thank you.
Baron asks if the night light casts a duck shadow.
There is no duck shadow, but she loves her duck night light. That went in that night.
Oh yeah, she's used it ever since.
Yeah.
She's a little bit peeved, I'm going to say. She's a little peeved, Baron. She's kind of mad because she didn't know that rubber duckies hatched from eggs, and so there's a lot of
Questions.
frustration that's going on there.
Dust on my glasses.
But no, she loves it, and the whistle goes with her everywhere.
Yep.
Goes with her absolutely
She
everywhere.
loves that whistle.
And the box you sent it in has become a favorite of our cats. We have one cat who just will not, that box is going to live with us forever.
Yep. It's going to be the cat play box for a while. So.
And Baron's super excited about pumpkin spice.
Yeah. So, and then another thing, so we got a full stream for you today. We got a full schedule. For the Hornet, which we will be putting on this, it currently has Klipper on it, but I've not run it in a very long time. And so the MCU firmware will need to be updated, because Klipper released an update a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and it made all the MCU firmware on all my printers out of date, and I had to update them all. What are you frowning about?
That wasn't done.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Carry on.
So I will be showing how to update the MCU firmware on this, and I'm going to be doing it a little bit different and pushing the firmware directly from the PAD-7 to the MCU without having to go through the rigmarole of compiling the firmware, copying it off of the pad, and then using the STM32 programmer and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you how to do it directly. I figured it out, and it's a much simpler way to do it, in my opinion, sort of. So we're going to go through that as well as we move along. So, so you get some bonus content today. Oh, she's mad at me now. She's giving me that look. Yes. Can I help you? No, carry on. Go ahead. It's your show. I forget. It's your show.
By that, he's pointing to you, the viewers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have the camera in just a very slightly different location. It feels kind of weird because the lights are a little bit different, camera's a little bit different.
So Drew says this is his social interaction for the day. He had his ankle surgery on Wednesday, so he's been in a chair with his foot up since then. Rich says that he hopes he recovers quickly, and Drew lets us know that, well, where'd it go? Well, maybe not.
Did you lose it?
Yep, that this is his second time doing this. Last year was for his other ankle.
Oof. I remember he was mentioning something about that a few weeks ago. Yeah. So
well, I hope you have a quick recovery.
Yeah, and hopefully this provides you a little bit of entertainment for the day.
For real.
And you could bug me, you could harass me on Discord if you want. I'll reply and harass you back. So I'll keep you some Discord company.
Oh, that's cool. Drew says that he's seen Canadian filaments make the pumpkin spice. There is real pumpkin spice in there.
So where they like going to Starbucks and like getting the pumpkin spice lattes and just... I'm just genuinely curious. How do they do it?
There's pumpkin spice like you bake with, like cinnamon, cardamom, like the spices that you put into...
Okay. She's looking at me like, are you stupid or...
I'm trying to wonder, is that one of your dad jokes or are you being for real?
It was a dad joke.
Okay. He did threaten, though. He's got to make a part for my laptop. Cat knocked it off of something and it broke. And he's got to make a part to hold my power connector in. And he threatened to use the pumpkin spice for it. So every time I use my laptop, it'll heat up and smell like...
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to try that.
For some reason, I'm just going to want to throw on a pair of Uggs and a... sweater vest.
Wow.
No, it'll be super cool to see how it works out, though. So Extra Emmy is here. They say hello.
Emmy. Hi, Extra Emmy. Welcome to the show. Hello. Thanks for joining. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't word today. I'm feeling a little off. I apologize. I'm not my usual energetic self. But welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah, I feel like I wrote down. I'm going crazy. I thought you gave us your name at one point and I wrote it down, but I totally don't have it here.
The handle sounds familiar, but...
It is. Yeah, you've been here before. He's been here before.
Okay.
I just thought I had a name for them too, and I don't. That's okay. And Drew says that Copper Penny is his favorite. I think that's why I went for it. I think I remembered you saying that Copper Penny was your favorite, Drew.
Yeah, Drew had mentioned it a while ago, saying to get it when it comes in stock. So, and we kept looking, and it was never in stock until last week. So we scooped up a spool.
Well,
of
the
each.
Copper Penny is.
Yeah.
Copper Penny is. It's the pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
And Drew says he can't tell you how it's made.
Is that like one of those Canadian like secrets? What stays in Canada stays in Canada.
Clearly not, because you have some of it.
I know, right?
Drew says he buys lots of Copper Penny.
Oh, really? Well, I'm excited to play with it.
Let's see. And Rich agrees that pictures of the prints make it easier to buy colors.
Yeah.
But I think Rich is the one who told us about so might be a little bit biased.
Maybe. But hey. And the owner and maker of showed up to the stream and hung out the whole time, which was super cool of them.
That was
so
super cool.
We're going to get some of their stuff on.
Did you ever reach out to the Canadian Filaments?
I never have. I know, I'm silly.
So you're making that like call out, like you're calling them out, like thanks for not showing up.
I'm not calling out Canadian Filaments. I'm calling out saying thank you for showing up for the stream last week. That was really cool of them.
Absolutely
we had some questions answered and some, it was nice. So the next time we order filament, it's going to be from them. I want to try their PETG. Actually, I had an idea for a test, for like a year-long test. Get 4, 5, 6 brands of PETG and print a benchy when they're fresh, save that G code, and every week, month, whatever, print another one. And claims that their PETG doesn't need drying, so we're going to test it out over a year or so and see how it does, and maybe do some torture tests.
And remember, if in a year, if we remembered that we promised we were going to do that for you.
Yeah. Right. So.
Let's see. Your fans are talking to you. Put that down. Pay attention. Kyle Boaz says hi from snowy Mount Hood.
What's up, Kyle? I'm jealous.
Always up on Mount Hood. That sounds awesome.
Anytime he's home, he's skiing, and the snow's been dumping.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
They're getting a lot. Southern Oregon's getting 3 to 4 inches tonight, so I bet Mount Hood's going to get some snow too. Probably got some powder last night.
Probably. They've been getting snow every night, I think.
Southern Oregon got some last night, so.
Yeah.
If they got it down near the border, they probably got it up here too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So.
Brant says you're live on Orca Slicer is how I found your channel. As a new user of Orca Slicer, it was helpful and taught him lots.
Oh, thank you very much for the feedback, and we appreciate it. And thank you for showing up, and welcome. I'm super stoked that you found it.
Jose says, okay, I'm here. We can start now.
Okay, Jose, we're going now. We've been waiting for you.
Literally, he's been waiting. So I'm glad that you gave him the go ahead.
Yep.
He's gonna try, even though I told him not to.
Now we can go.
Kyle says the snow is waist deep today.
Wow.
It was insane.
That sounds incredible.
Let's see. Drew says that Alex from Canadian Filaments makes a textured black filament that is super cool. He doesn't make it very often, but I love it. I think I saw that one and I wanted to get it, but it was out of stock, if I'm remembering right. Oh, and Drew sent Alex a text message for a link of the stream.
Cool. Thank you, Drew.
He says they also make a really cool carbon captured PED TG, which is really top notch. That's the other one I was looking at, but that one was out of stock.
Okay. We'll have to look into those when they come in stock.
Oh, cool. He says he buys a lot from them. They're about 10 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
It's the freshest filament around.
You tell me about it. Hot off the extruder.
You get right off the press, of course.
It's not fair because shipping.
Yeah, that was the one downside to Canadian Filaments so far. I mean, we haven't cracked into it yet, but the one downside was the price of shipping, but that's not their fault. That was, I think it cost an arm and a leg for you to ship to Canada too. So
yeah, Canada is one of the more expensive. I could ship to.
So weird.
Yeah, I could ship to Poland cheaper than I could ship to Canada. It's very strange. So.
Does their postal service run by Moose? Is that why?
I don't know. Well, it depends. So if I choose just the basic international shipping, it goes down to LA first and then back up to Vancouver. So I use the U.S. Postal Service and then it goes straight to Vancouver from Seattle. So.
Oh, Brent says like number 4. If you're here and watching, like this.
Yes, feed that algorithm.
Smash the like button.
Smash.
Oh, you got me really thinking there. I had to flip that around in my brain, Brant.
Like
trying to make sure I'm awake. like the smash button.
Like the smash button, yeah.
Drew says, don't even start talking about shipping. Everything from the USA costs a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just shipping in general over the border, which is weird.
Yeah.
But cool thing about Canadian Filaments, they gave us a candy bar.
We did get a
nice candy bar in the box. I don't know if it's a Canadian specific one, if we can get it down here, but
I don't know.
It was a really cool touch.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Hopefully it's not like an invasive species of candy bar.
Invasive species.
Can they ship it to California? Does that candy bar cause cancer in California?
I don't think you can send anything to California.
No, you can't. It's yeah, California. And if you're from California, we're sorry.
Are we? Are we?
I guess. Okay, let's break into this pumpkin spice before we get ourselves in trouble and get booted off YouTube here for making fun of California. Oh my goodness. The best way to open it is to stab the middle, right?
Could you, so we could see what you're doing? Aw, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry.
Oh, and you just hear it, the crinkling.
Drew says they had 0 snow like forever, and then they got hit with a bunch just in one day.
Wow.
Not like a foot, but they got hit with a bunch.
Well, it's El Nino, so where the snow weather in the lower elevations is going to be very different.
Closer to the East Coast, though, isn't he?
They're mountain time, I want to say. So the North Rockies.
Are you Central or Eastern, Drew?
Wow. That is pumpkin spice.
Oh, Drew says if you get rubber duck yellow from Canadian Filament, you get a rubber duck too.
That's super cool. Okay. Wow. Holy cow. You've got to smell this. I'll clip you off.
Oh, no. It's okay. I can smell it from here.
Can you?
Barely. Can you move that plastic? Nice.
Here.
Barely, but I know once you heat it up, the whole house is going to smell like
It's going to smell
spice.
so good in here.
Mountain Standard Time. Good call. Ugh. What?
I don't sports. You know this.
What was that?
Ooh, it smells good. It's underneath the desk there.
Do you instantly want a latte?
Oh my goodness. It's not, it doesn't smell like a latte. It smells like a candle store almost.
There's some vanilla in there.
Yeah. That's impressive though. Wow.
It smells like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
It smells like a pumpkin pie.
Oh man. I want to take bring a 3D printer to work and like put it up in the mechanical room where all the air handlers are, and just print a bunch of this so it's wafting.
I changed my mind. You need to print the bench you need to print with this as a pumpkin. It needs to be a pumpkin.
I need
Pumpkin that smells like pumpkin pie.
I need to print a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'll have to find a pumpkin STL. I already have a benchy slicer ready to go. It smells incredible.
Fine.
Nothing says, I mean, we have a while. We could print more than one thing. Where's she going? Okay. Well, I'm going to turn on this machine back here and get it loaded up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. All right. Get that going. That should take it a second. Aha. What is she doing? She walked away. And I bet you that my head is probably cut off. Well, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, you're getting snacks. That's what you're doing. All right, maybe I could find a pumpkin benchy, like a benchy pumpkin.
That's what I'm saying. Print me a pumpkin.
Well, not like a pumpkin, but a benchy that has a pumpkin on it. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
You can't do a pumpkin?
I can do a
Come on,
pumpkin, but
man.
what about a pumpkin benchy? Why is my mouse acting weird? All right.
Okay, good. My mic was off for all that complaining, which is I appreciate that.
Pumpkin benching.
Brent says, "Is it November already?"
Right? It's always
You're gonna fit in here real good, Brent.
right. No pumpkin benchy. Was it haunted benchy? Okay, we'll just do pumpkin.
Drew says this is the only filament of theirs that he hasn't used, so he hopes that with all the hype that it prints okay.
Ooh, I'm excited. Pumpkin candle holder with face. That's kind of
If we're
fun.
lucky, maybe did you say Alex? Maybe Alex will come by and
Right.
hang out. That way, if we have trouble printing, he can tell us.
What we did wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of like with Aya Creations coming by last week when it wasn't printing quite right, gave you the
Yeah, the temperature
temperatures they were
recommendation.
using.
Evil pumpkin. Pumpkin pals. Cute pumpkin.
Thank you, Drew. My mic is back on. Hopefully it wasn't on that whole time that I was complaining.
That's perfect. That'll be a good test. Download model.
Ooh, I hope I've got googly eyes that'll fit.
You might. Pumpkin version 1 STL. Let's hop on Orca Slicer here. And then we'll get going on double clippering.
So while he's doing that, if you have any other small company filament brands you'd like to suggest to us, please provide those suggestions. We're gonna start doing a bit of a will it print small company spotlight corner on our live streams, which Matt's excited about because he'll never say no to extra filament.
Right. We're going to do it small, 25%. That is a big STL.
Brant says Printables has a pumpkin benchy.
Ooh. Link. Oh, well, it won't let you link.
I won't let him link. Nope.
Let me check out Printables here. Here we are thinking that we were prepared.
Sorry.
Search.
You forgot to pee. There you go.
Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to switch it up here. 142 megabytes. That's a big benchy. All right, well, we'll add plate.
Kyle says, a modern twist on will it blend?
That's kind of the idea.
Kind of what we were thinking. I know there's a channel that does the forbidden filaments or something like that. What's that called? Banned filaments or
Cursed filaments?
cursed filaments, that's it.
Zach Friedman over at Voidstar Labs.
It's kind of a
cursed filament.
kind of a mashup between will it blend, cursed filaments, and also small business spotlight. You know, if we can get any
This is great.
extra eyes on some unusual filaments that people may not know about. Especially if,
Right.
like last week with where it prints really nice and they've got some great stuff, and Canadian filaments today, if it prints really nice, and
Yeah.
yeah.
We're going to do...
Brant says, I've watched enough to know that you like boats.
That's fair. Standard. And it's not BTG.
Baron says,
We're actually going to add a filament.
Baron says you can never have too much filament or STLs. Matt, prepared? Wrong show.
Very much. So we're going to have to create a new filament here for this machine. Custom filaments. Create new. Can't find vendor. And put custom vendor.
Can you save that other pumpkin, though? Because I want that pumpkin.
Yeah, I have
want
it
to
on.
put some googly eyes in it.
Yeah, we'll do that too.
Okay.
Is that CANADIAN? Yeah, I got that right. Weird. This is PLA cereal pumpkin spice. Create based on current filament. Start with the generic PLA, and this is going to go to the SP5. Create filament created. Canadian PLA pumpkin spice. Advanced, let's see, cooling. Layer time, half a second. We're gonna go 1 second for that. I don't know how this stuff is gonna cool. Default color. I need orange for pumpkin. Yeah.
I will say your face when you opened it said it all about that smell.
Oh, it smells so good. It said 220 for recommended temperature. Save that. Okay. And then speed. Yep, that should do. Others, skirt. Do a couple of skirt loop lines. Strength. 10% infill. Cubic. All right, slice. What does it look like? That's fine. 1 hour and 4 minutes. Holy cow. There's a lot of pumpkin there, though. Oh, yeah, that should look good. All right.
Scooney says, my alarm didn't wake me up, but still made it. How is everyone? Thanks for coming by, Scooney.
Thank you for coming by. Welcome. Welcome. Later is better than never.
Oh, and I'm reading backwards. Sorry, Ricardo came by, says, hi, guys. How
Hey,
are you
Ricardo.
doing today? Hey, Ricardo. Thanks for coming by.
We're doing great.
We're doing awesome. Scooting Ricardo, letting you all know we're doing Canadian filaments. Right now, Matt's got the pumpkin spice loaded up into his SP5.
Yeah. So that should get going here. Yep. All right. You know, one thing I never did was actually load the filament. Well,
That's not important.
yeah, well, you know. It'll probably purge enough to get it.
Rich says, quick question.
Yep.
Kiowa should be able to detect MCU without it being flashed, right?
No. Maybe, but I believe you do have to have it flashed for it to be able to communicate. So I haven't actually tested that, but from the way I understand how that whole thing works is that the Klipper firmware on the MCU is what captures that information. So, but I may be wrong, but that's just kind of the way I understand it. So we're gonna get that's going. We're gonna start this party. I have a fresh SD card, micro SD card here, ready to go. We're gonna format it and we're gonna load up the image for this. So if you've seen any of my Klipper streams, you should understand the process. There are a few subtle differences that we're going to go over, but we're going to quickly go over getting this thing flashed and ready to go. So not design, I want programming. We're going to do the Raspberry Pi imager. I don't need to do
You starting up that benchy yet?
Yeah, it's heating up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And no device, choose OS. We're going to start by formatting. And we're going to select my SD card. Yes. So if you've never done a Klipper install before, you can kind of follow along and get an idea. There will be a few things that are kind of skipped over or brushed over pretty quickly. This isn't an exact how-to guide to install Klipper itself. It's just how to get multiple instances of Klipper running on the PAD-7. So I'm going to actually install 3 instances and just have it working on 2 printers. The third one can be an extra for testing or whatever. It's a good thing just to have, so you don't have to go back and go through all this again if you want to add a third in the future. And I recommend if you have a PAD-7 and you don't have multiple printers on it, at some point when you do want to add multiple printers, just do 3 instances so you can max out the PAD-7 for the future.
Good moment to pause for a second.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Drew. Drew at Scooney was wanting to know what program you were using, and Drew helped out with answering that while I was distracted. Rich says, so I would need to use an SD card to flash the MCU on the Sidewinder X1 before Kiowa. Would detect it then? I am trying to install my backup board since the one installed seems to not work.
Okay. If it's a factory board, you cannot install it from an SD card. You have to use Klipper, the make menu config, or through Kiowa to compile the firmware. It will make the hex file for you, and it will put it in the out folder. And then you'll have to use, if you have Apple, you could just go straight to it, or if you have Windows, you got to use like WinSCP or some sort of FTP program to actually navigate to that folder, copy that file to your PC, rename it to firmware.hex, and then use Orca Slicer or Cura or a slicer that can push firmware to an 8-bit board. So yeah, that's a bit of a process.
So DC came by, says,
Hey,
hey, DC here. Hey, DC, thanks for coming by.
Heck yeah.
You're becoming one of our regulars. We love it.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of regulars, one of our newer regulars,
Donkey
I can
Romper.
say words. Donkey Romper
What's up,
says, what
Donkey
up?
Romper? What up? Man, great name. I love it.
Brant's asking, 2 printers, 1 PAD-7. Forgive me as I have a couple Voron printers with BTT boards running Klipper.
Okay.
What does the 1 PAD-7 offer? Excuse my ignorance. Drew's answered it, and I think Barron's answered it. They've mentioned you only need 1 board/screen to control multiple machines. And Barron says it allows you to run Klipper without a lot of hoops to jump through. Plus, you can run multiple instances of the pad for each printer.
Yep.
Anything to add?
Nope. It's a good way to add Klipper to a printer that didn't come with it, and you don't have to worry about modifying the inside of the machine, adding a Raspberry Pi. It's all in one unit. You get the screen, the Pi, all of it, and you could do up to 3 printers on it, which is great. All right. That has begun.
And let's see. And Brant was asking Drew, so 1 interface to control them all?
Yep, 1 interface to control them all, and it's really nice. It's a nice way to do it.
And then 1 cable to bind them?
1 cable per printer.
Pretty sure that was a reference. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that was a reference. Right. Am I right, Brant? Am I right? Are you a Token fan?
I might have to start it over. It didn't quite. Oh.
Rich says, ah, yeah, now I remember doing all that the first time. Thank you.
I think it's laying down plastic. Is it laying down plastic? Can you tell from your screen?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll poke my head at it. Oh yeah, we're good. It's going. It smells good. Okay, so we format our micro SD card. We're going to go back to operating system. And we're going to choose custom. If you're using the BTT PAD-7, they have their own image for it that you can get off of their GitHub. It's the CB1 image. So we're going to choose, I don't know if that's the updated one. I downloaded it today. They have two different versions. They have one with Klipper pre-installed, and then they have a minimum one where you have to install Klipper yourself. For this, I recommend doing the minimum so you could add those multiple instances. If you do the one with just the one, or with the pre-installed Klipper, it's only one instance. You have to go in there, delete it, and then reinstall the Klipper again. So it's easier just to start with the minimal. So it's going now. So click open, choose your storage, and then next. Would you like to apply OS customization settings for this? No. Yep, I got it. So that'll take just a few minutes to write the image to the SD card, and then we'll go from there. And there are a few small things we'll have to do. With the minimum, sometimes it's kind of a wash if Klipper screen wants to work or not. So there's a script that I got to run to get Klipper screen working. I hope I have it saved in my favorites. But that bothered me for a while. I couldn't get it to work right, and then I figured that out. So I found it on the internet.
Hey, we got a celebrity. Ed the Old Tech Guy came by.
Hey, Ed the Old Tech Guy. Welcome to the show, man. Hope you're doing all right. For those of you who are new, if you don't know Ed the Old Tech Guy, he's a great YouTuber. He does tools, tech, and DIY stuff, and he does some really good live streams with his buddies. And it's always a good show on his channel, so I recommend going and checking him out.
He gave you a super chat.
Thank you, Ed. You are an amazing person. We don't deserve people like Ed. But yeah, go check out Ed the Old Tech Guy on YouTube. He does some great stuff. Especially if you're looking for, like, he's the first one to find the Home Depot deals and the Lowe's deals.
His video popped up the other day of the President's Day Home Depot sales, which was really cool. If you haven't seen his videos, it was super fun. Just kind of walks through the store and like
looks at stuff,
shows you all the stuff. Like it's almost like you're just hanging out with him, going on a shopping trip at Home Depot. Super fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe of his channel, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So, oh man, that's laying down good. It smells nice too.
Drew, it smells good.
Yeah.
It smells like I've got a pumpkin spice air freshener in here.
Like one of those candles.
Like one of those fall pumpkin
candles that you get at the candle store.
Definitely smells like November.
Yeah. Actually, is it kind of cold in here? All right.
Steve Barron says, Scooney says, maybe a stupid question. I want to upgrade my E3 V2 Neo with the BTT SKR Mini.
Okay.
2 questions. 1, is that a good choice?
Yes.
2, I have a Sonic pad that I'm wanting to install on it. Will it work fluidly together?
The Sonic pad will work with it, but I don't think there's any pre-done like built into the Sonic pad. You can't just go and click and select the Ender 3 at that point because they have their setup in the Sonic pad to be used with a stock printer. So if you do go with the BTT SKR Mini E3, you will have to do a custom install on the Sonic pad, which is totally doable, and I'm pretty sure you could find plenty of Klipper configurations for an Ender 3 with that board. And if you need some help with it, I could definitely give you a hand. Just message me, DM me on Discord, and I can help walk you through it. I did all of these machines at one point I had set up on my Sonic pad, and I had to do just a custom machine, but it worked fine. The process to get it working is a little different than this, so That is all. All right.
So Ed says hit the thumbs up. He's telling everybody to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah.
Maker My Nexus says greetings all. Nice to see everyone.
Greetings, Maker My Nexus. Thank you for showing up. Glad to have you here. I don't think we've seen him.
No, we have.
We have? Oh.
We have. I think I've seen you in live streams before. A couple comments from you.
Maybe. All right.
Quick disclaimer about the pumpkin spice. If you're really sensitive to smells,
Yeah.
it might be a bit much if you don't have a super ventilated area. I'm super sensitive. Like I can't walk by the Yankee Candle store.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like I'm considering opening a window, but it's not bad. And if you're not super sensitive, you'd be just fine.
It just smells like a pumpkin spice candle.
But if
air
you
freshener.
are extra sensitive, fair warning.
Yeah, it is a very aromatic PLA. It smells good though.
It does smell good.
Yeah.
It's just a bit strong.
Right?
Maker Mine says, I pop in and out. Or he says, I'm a slacker. I pop in and out.
Oh, that's okay. Come hang out for a minute, take off, whatever you want to do, man.
We appreciate you just coming in for as long as you're able to come in.
For sure. All right. Next. Shall we continue?
Sure.
All right. So I've got that image flash. I'm going to remove the SD card, put it back in. And we got to go to a file on it. It is going to be the boot file. And we're going to look for system.cfg. We got to change a few things. Close all these. I don't need those anymore. Host name. We're going to give it a host name. And we're just going to call this one.
Ed wants to know if they've got a taco smell.
That's a good
Actually,
idea.
that's a really good idea. Drew, you should chat with Alex. Let him know they need to do a brown and call it Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
Put a little bit of taco spice in there.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be so good.
Genius.
Totally genius. All right. For here, we're going to give it a host name. We're just going to call it PAD-7. All right. And it has a little hashtag in front of it. So delete that, comment that out. What's up?
Almost Machining says, somewhat listening. Back at the dentist's. Just talk over the drilling.
Oh.
Thank you for letting us be the insanity that fills your ears while you're at the dentist.
For sure. My goodness. Here.
Maker says, I'm here for the stream tonight. I'm ADD and hardcore.
It's okay. We're ADD too, so you're at home with us. For the time to be correct, we got to set the time zone. It defaults to Shanghai. So there's a website. I'm going to bring it up here, see if I still have it.
Grant says one of his first printers was a Creality CR10, and ever since he prints his printers, they're talking back and forth about the printers that he has. Which, Drew, isn't that your Honda that needs to go out to pasture?
All right. Here we go. Okay, an online display, blah, blah, blah. Right here.
Scooney wants to know when's the drawing for those ethereal logo stickers. No doubt they will make my printers work flawlessly.
Oh, yeah, you need a sticker? We usually just send them with our boards, but
give us a shout, Scooney. We could send a couple stickers your direction.
We could throw a few stickers in an envelope and send them your way, no problem. For time zone, I'm going to pick America, Los Angeles.
Ed's declaring copyright over Taco Tuesday filament.
Well, Ed, start your own filament brand.
Yeah.
Ed, the old tech guy filament.
Yeah, you could print your own coins that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Taco Mexicoin that smells like
Mexicoins.
Yes. Yes, Ed. Taco scented Mexicoins. We're making that happen.
We got to get a pico de gallo smell. You got to figure that one out too.
Yeah. And a guacamole one. So it'll be green.
I think you're going too far now.
No? Too far?
Too far.
Enchilada? They probably just smell like tacos. Right. Okay. Where are we at? America. Where's L? Oh, we're past that. Los Angeles. Here we go.
Maker Mind says, yes, ADD, all the things. Start a bunch, finish none.
Yes. All right.
Drew says his CR10S Pro V2 is his Honda.
Always up on blocks. So, all right.
And Brant says he occasionally prints things outside of printers that are useful, but it's an addiction.
Such an addiction.
I think most of what you print is for your printers or boats.
Yeah.
Boats are for your printers.
Boats are for the printers, yeah. So I've added my time zone. Let's see, Wi-Fi. This is how you define your Wi-Fi.
And Scooney, I think if you are on the Facebook, feel free to send that email. Or feel free to send us your email address, name and email address, not email.
Mailing address.
Wow, mailing address. Yeah, I can talk today.
Facebook,
Wow.
Discord, or Instagram. Or email from our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that
That way
stuff's
you're not
linked in the
blasting
video
it
description.
across the ages. But
Yeah.
yeah, feel free to send it to us that way. We'll send you out a couple.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh, okay. So on this config file, we set up our SSID, which is this, whatever you name your Wi-Fi, and then you got to put in your password.
Now we know your password.
Whatever. If you have special characters, you're supposed to precede or follow it with a / I don't know. If you have special characters in your password, it does get a little confused, and it's easier to do it manually from Klipper screen if you want to go that route.
Plan on changing that password when we're done here?
Huh? It's not our full-on real password, and yes, it'll change.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it is a PAD-7, but I'm not going to turn those features on. I don't know what it does. I've tried turning it on and turning it off, and now I don't see any difference. So we've got our host name, we've got our time zone, we've got our Wi-Fi, and our password. That is good. Save that, close it.
Thank you, Drew. I'm making a note right now for updating the email.
Is the email broken?
He says it's the wrong email on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So I'm writing a note. And Scooney, if you give me a couple seconds, I will put a link to our website.
Yeah. I don't know where we're at. Where are we at? What are we doing here?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm gonna stick this in the PAD-7.
Go for it.
Okay. So put that SD card in there. We're gonna go ahead and unplug these for now and get this thing started up. Boom. And while we're at it, we're gonna bring up the Kiowa page, Klipper installer and update helper. There you go. The first startup is going to be the longest because it's got to load up all sorts of wizardry magic.
Hoobity ha.
Hoobity ha, yeah.
Flippity gibbets.
Gooble gobble. So while that does that, how's our pumpkin boat looking?
It's looking pumpkin-y.
It's looking good. And it's having
It even looks like a pumpkin pie. Like it's got the same color. It's got those little
Brown.
flecks in it.
Yeah.
It looks like a pumpkin pie.
Right. And it's having no problems printing at speed. There was one thing I was a little worried about is the speed. I know some like wood filaments or some kind of bougie filaments.
Did you not do any support?
Nope. Why?
It also looked like there was some overhang.
Well, we'll see what it looks like.
Maker Mind says, I've been loving the Klipper backup tool, making life so easy.
The Klipper backup tool is awesome, and I think that's what we're going to talk about next week, is setting up the Klipper backup on it. I've already got it set up on here, but we could go through it on the Hornet or on the SP5. So it's super cool and very helpful.
And Drew says, right? It's awesome.
All right, we're in. So we're going to SSH into this thing using putty. And hopefully it's connected to the Wi-Fi. It should be. Host name.
Oh, Kyle's got to go. He says he's got to unload skis and such. Be back in a bit, hopefully.
Well, enjoy, Kyle. Don't hurt yourself. See you around.
Always bragging. Always bragging, that Kyle guy.
Yeah, right. So for this, if you're using putty, you could use the host name if you know it, and it's hostname.local. So for us, it's pad7.local, port 22. Boom.
Awesome.
Yep.
Drew posted some links on the Discord for us.
Perfect. Thank you, Drew. All right, we're in. We've hacked the Gibson, kind of. We got to put in the password. So if you have the Big Tree Tech Pi or CB1 or this thing, it's the same password. It's just BIQU for the login and BIQU for the password. When you type it in, it won't populate, but it's there. And it should come up. There we go. So first things first, we got to get Kiowa script running. So we got to get git. Move that over there. There we go. So I don't know if I have a link to this in the description, but just Google Klipper installer and update helper, and it's a GitHub repo. Scroll about halfway down, and you have these 3 steps here. Copy there, right click in your PuTTY or your SSH to paste, click enter, and it's going to install Git. And that's how it gets things from GitHub.
That's how you get.
Yeah, Git. So, yeah.
Scooty asks, do you only have the Sidewinder board on the website? Do you sell other boards and goodies?
So I have the board for the X1 and the X2, and Genius Pro, of course. As far as other goodies, no. That's all I have currently. I did have some build plates, but the manufacturer that I chose for those, they were less than helpful. We'll just throw that out there. They made when their boards aren't all messed up, they're a great quality product, but a bunch of them had ripples in the smooth side. And
it was not the product we wanted to give out, especially at the price point we would have had to have sold them for to make any sort of breaking even.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when we reached out to the company, they told us, well, you know, that's to be expected, manufacturing tolerances and such. And
yeah, they said it's normal for it to have ripples.
We weren't satisfied, so we're looking for another company to get them from. At the same time, Matt's found himself a new
pet project.
Yeah, which is taking some of those funds. So we're trying to decide where we're gonna what we're gonna do next.
So.
And Ed says, last time I said SSH to my wife, she said, don't you shush me, punk. Ed, you're lucky she didn't say you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah. Right.
But Scooney, it's my suggestion that we add more fun stuff to the website. So we're always open to thoughts and ideas.
Right. I thought about doing like merch, like mugs, shirts, mouse pads, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
You should.
So.
Actually, you know what? It's got the, not to keep going back, but they had like the printing and stuff on their website. Sublimation on cups and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, neat B3D tumbler. Yeah.
Right, fun. I'm pretty sure I could figure out a supplier for that.
We do have a lot of STL files, but are those all for the Sidewinder stuff?
There's some stuff for this, there's some stuff for that. But all my STL files are free to download, so you're welcome to them.
Scooney says it'd be cool to get some stuff from the cool peeps instead of the rich guy Chinese.
Yeah.
Ed says, hey, I think some Bigfoot stuff would be cool, honestly.
That's a good idea, Ed. Is Bigfoot copywritten? We'll have to ask him. Some EP3D Sasquatch stuff.
Donkey Romper says, speaking of those sweet upgraded X2 tool boards, do you have a pin out for them? Just the 20-pin ribbon? That's it? Just trying to reinvent the wheel?
It's a 24-pin ribbon, and I could get you the schematic that I had to make for it if you need that. So that won't be an issue. All right, that's the first one. So go to your second step.
And I think next time you need to get me the Discord up, because whatever Drew put the link to, it's super popular. I think I missed what you linked, Drew. Sorry. But everybody's mentioning it.
Oh, you want the Discord up?
Next time.
Well, we'll have to get you on Discord. You're not on there yet.
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
Am I allowed in your cool kid club?
Yeah.
It's not boys only?
Whatever. All right, step 2. Copy, paste, go. Step 3, Kiowa. Copy, paste, go. Boom. So here's the script to install your Klipper stuff. As you can see, there's nothing installed right now. So we're gonna go step 1, install. We're gonna start with one Klipper. Yep.
The backup link.
Oh, Klipper backup. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because Drew mentioned he'd got a lemon board, so he had a backup.
Oh,
We
yeah.
do a backup. Makes sense.
So.
I got 4 minutes till I gotta go.
Okay.
Heads up.
We will do. I mean, for the time being, I need this and just a picture-in-picture of me. So.
I got 4 minutes.
Yep.
Calm down.
Python version 3.x, the recommended. We want that, and then please select the number of Klipper instances to set up. So for this, I'm going to do 3, even though I'm only using 2 printers. It doesn't hurt to have a third, like I said, to have a test instance or whatever. Says you could assign a custom name to each instance if you want to. I'm not going to do that. It's just going to be printer 1, 2, and 3. But if you want to, go ahead. Sorry, no. Let's see. And it should install. So this is probably the longest step, is getting, well, Klipper screen takes a while too. So we're just gonna let this download and go.
Let's see. Donkey Romper says, that would be sweet, Matt. Gonna need to repurpose some pins, thanks. So I wrote down that you need to get him some pin thing.
A schematic.
That's what your note says.
Right.
Do you want your schematic up here? Because I'm still on your computer.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Scooney says, it's the He-Man Woman Haters Club, not the Cool Kids Club.
The He-Man Woman Hater Club. That is funny. Let's see. Sidewinder X2 GoPro. Can I save this as a save as offline project? Can I save it as like a PDF or something?
I will say,
here
the
we go.
smell of this filament really has me thinking about how much the filament actually does, I won't say off gas, but put off,
Some smells.
you know?
Yeah.
Scooney says, off topic, but when did you discharge from the Air Force? By the way, thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. I got out in 2015, so almost 10 years ago now. 9 years ago. Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
Crazy. All right.
Baron says, so this is where you find the port number once it populates? Oh, sorry. Drew says, kind of, I had to, okay. I've got this.
Right. All right, let's see if that...
Okay, this is going to be a really cool, hang on. This is going to be a cool one. The file. You know, I'm actually really impressed. Without any overhangs, that thing's doing really well. Like without any supports.
Yeah. Oh, that thing's got, yeah, the cooling on that thing is next level. I've got 2 big fans on it, that's why it's so loud. Yeah. All right, yep, perfect.
And Drew says default port is 7125. 7125.
Yep.
I can read numbers.
All right, yep, I have that.
Scooney says he was based in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Ooh.
You were young then. I got out in 93.
Ooh. Yeah, I was based at Tinker Air Force Base, and then moved on to Incirlik Air Force Base in Turkey, and then finished out here at McCord Airfield. So that was my three stations. So is it Donkey Romper asking for the schematic or Schooner?
Donkey Romper.
All right.
Brant says, thank you for your service. Drew says, so 7126, 7127,
Yeah.
etc., etc. I've got to scoot.
Okay.
Do you want your computer?
Yeah, leave it on the computer and like a picture-in-picture of me. She'll be back in about 5-ish minutes. She's got to go pick up the kiddo with the insanity. We're going to have to keep her from crossing this. She could probably knock something over, and I don't want it landing on her face.
Where's your sense of adventure?
It's her face.
Yeah, it'll still be cute.
It's fair. All right. So actually, I'll grab my tablet here so I can see the chat. Aha! All right. Do 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 do. I don't need the volume on. There we go. Hey, check it out. Let's see for port number. Okay, yep. Those ports are for fluid. Not sure if they're the same for main cell. So in main cell it is 7125, 7126. If you have main cell and fluid ends up being like 48 something or other. But the first sequence of ports is whether fluid or main cell starts at 7125. So, Scooney, I'm not as old as dirt, but I do know the chemical composition. That's funny. And Donkey Romper says, chair force, oh no. So chair force, yes, but I was not a nonner. And if you understand what I mean by that, you understand. If not, you don't. But I was a avionics technician, flight line maintenance. So not quite chair force. We weren't comptrollers. We were mechanics and such. So let's see, Donkey Romper, lol, yeah. Is that your chai pad? What do you mean, Kyle? Chai pad? China pad. Oh, yeah, this is my China pad. It's made by Ulefone. It's an absolute brick, but it's totally waterproof. You could drop it up to a meter, they say, and has a gigantic battery. I've charged it like twice in the last week, so not bad. And I use it a lot. So, oh, we're on my desktop still. Yep, so we're gonna go back to here and putty. Still loading up. Mm-hmm. Jose, are you going to show how to access each printer's main cell or fluid via Orca? Not the web UI. Sorry, I stepped away if you mentioned it already. I haven't quite mentioned it, but yeah, I'm going to show you how to access them separately in Orca so you don't have to worry about it too much. So I had it working a few months ago, and I don't think anything's changed that much. So yeah, should be able to get it working. God, I wish that, there we go. And Scooney says, I am colorblind, so they would only allow me to be personnel. Ah, okay, yep. I was fortunate enough to not be colorblind so I could go do maintenance. Scooney says, I've heard the PAD-7 is easier to use than the Sonic Pad. Yes and no. If you have a Creality printer, the Sonic Pad is kind of the way to go because they have them pre-set up for the Creality printers. But if you have a non-Creality printer and you want to do a custom setup, I think the PAD-7 is a much better option. You have complete control over it as if it's a completely vanilla, normal Klipper setup. There's no extra weirdness to it, other than it uses the Big Tree Tech CB1 chip, which is their version of a Raspberry Pi, and so you use their software image for it instead of the Raspberry Pi image. So that is the only difference. And it works great. I've converted everything that I have, all my Klipper stuff, to either the CB1 or Klipper, the Big Tree Tech Pi, this thing, and my Raspberry Pi 4 sits on a shelf because I don't use it for these anymore. This is just a good setup, and I have plans for that in the future. So. Let's see. Ray Burke says, hey, Ray. Donkey Romper, they were serving lobster in the dining hall. I don't remember ever getting lobster in the dining hall, but when we were in Ecuador, man, the food there was amazing. They hired the locals there to be the dining hall workers, and those people can cook. Tell you what. See, if you have a Creality printer, yeah, so other brands not really, you got to jump through hoops. Yeah, I mean, so they have the top part of the printer config is a certain syntax, right? There's a top section that they give you, but they don't explain what it is and how to set it up. So it just looks like an Ender 3 kind of like default like example config that you could use as a starting point, but it doesn't say anything about like, hey, all of this stuff has to be verbatim in the top of your printer config. It didn't say anywhere like that, so it took me a while to figure out, but when I did, you put that on there, and then you make sure whatever you have in your printer config, your regular old Klipper printer config, paste all that stuff below it, and then any inclusions you have, so if you have like include end config or whatever like that, comment those out so you only have the printer config, and then once you get that in there, it can connect to it, and then you could add all your inclusions through your fluid interface. And you could do main sale on it now too, but it's kind of stupid because you could do it, but you can't really do anything with it. So you're stuck with fluid for the most part. Where this, you can do fluid or main sale or both, and it's fully functional. Let's see. Brant says, if I understand correctly, you have one RPI with a Big Tree Tech Sonic pad that connects physically to up to 3 printers. Yeah, so it's the Big Tree Tech, they call it the PAD-7, and inside is the Big Tree Tech CB1 chip, which is their version of a Pi. It's about the same hardware as a Raspberry Pi 3B, which is plenty fast enough to run 3 printers. They've added a few little things to it, more modern stuff, but yeah, it's just their version of a Raspberry Pi connected to it, and it'll run 3 printers. You can set it up to run 3. You could run other brands, not just Big Tree Tech. Like these are running the stock artillery, the Ruby boards. On that, there's a Big Tree Tech board in it, but I set it up on my friend's Ender 3 Neo V2, and it's a stock Ender 3 board on it, and we got it running off of a Big Tree Tech Pi on his machine, and it worked just fine. So it is. So if you want to run Klipper on any machine that can have Klipper run on it, and you don't want to pay the Raspberry Pi tax, where a Raspberry Pi is going to cost you some coin, the prices have come down significantly, but it's still very expensive. The Big Tree Tech Pi, or this PAD-7, is just as capable at less than half the cost. And it is an incredible value, and I highly recommend going that route if you want to save some money. So, let's see. BTT Pad has a BTT Pi in it, yep. 1 pad, control 3 printers, yep. DC says, I was an avionics tech in the Navy. Oh, cool. 69 to 73. Avionics was very different back then. Although I started out on AWACS, and so it's probably the same technology. And NAS Chasefield, Texas, worked on the bench my whole career, never saw a ship. Oh, good for you. So you're a back shop guy. Nice. I was a flightline guy. We had a back shop, but they did basic stuff. And I liked using the soldering station because they had a nice soldering station other than our kind of janky setup that we had. So, but they let us use it, which is nice. See, Jose, in my opinion, the PAD-7 is a better option for unrestricted Klipper. Yeah, it's the best option you can get for the money, in my opinion. They're like right around 120 bucks for the thing, and you get the screen, the Pi, right? It's an all-in-one unit, and it comes with an accelerometer. So if you want to do your input shaping, you could set that up with it. The documentation for it on their GitHub is amazing. There's a lot of good documentation that explains everything. Not to mention the community around it is incredible. There's no information I've not been able to find online that I didn't already know. Like if I was looking for something, I was able to find it pretty quickly with a quick Google search. So it's a great tool. and it's nice, and it's not a junky piece of electronics too. It's a nice quality piece of electronics. So they've done a good job with it. Let's see, Gotcha. I thought you put the SP on your buddy's machine. We did do a stream where we tried the Sonic Pad on that Ender 3 and it worked fine. It was super simple. The only snafu we ran into, well, there were two snafus. The first one was my fault. I used a USB cable that was broken. So once we switched over to a good USB cable, it connected and worked immediately. The other snafu is that there were no start or end scripts. So that's something, if you had a Creality machine and you wanted to use the Sonic Pad, you're gonna have to do some searching for start and end script. I know a lot of the pre-done ones might include it in the printer config, but the one that was on the pad, or the Sonic Pad at the time, didn't have it. I don't know if they've updated it since. I know it's been getting a lot of frequent updates to get it caught up, because it was kind of a flop when it came out. People were super disappointed. I got it and I was kind of disappointed because it's like, but then they updated it and it got better and better and better with updates. So, let's see. You can install Debian software on the Sonic Pad to jailbreak it to a better version of Klipper, but I haven't tried it yet. Yep, and I'm sure it's been hacked to the moon. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it with stock firmware. I plan on doing a review of it because it was sent to me by a retailer to do a review. My schedule got packed with work, and I've not been able to do produced videos. And we're going to talk about produced videos here later on when she gets back. So we're going to change up our schedule a bit so I can start doing more produced videos. Oh, and this is done. Wow, I'm paying attention. So we've got our 3 instances of Klipper installed. We need Moonraker. So 2, enter number of Moonraker instances. It already has it set for 3. Yep. Install, yes, 3 instances. There we go. That's going now. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? In that live stream. Schooner, in that live stream. I think so. Donkey Romper says engineer, army, mechanized. Okay, don't know what that is. Not too familiar with the army careers. And Scooney says, thank you everyone for your service. Yes, thank you. Thank you everyone for your service, yeah. Let's see. If you have a printer down or need any restart, risk management, the other 2, okay. THRO says, hello, THRO, welcome to the show. The producer wife is picking up Hurricane Zoe right now from daycare. She'll be back, so I'm running the show solo until they're back. They should be back any minute now. So we're getting Moonraker and Klipper and all that stuff installed right now. We're setting this up to do these 2 printers off of one PAD-7. And hopefully we can get to updating the MCU firmware on this manually. And then Scooney says, after my Ender 3 V2 Neo overhaul, I'm doing my CR10 with the Big Tree Tech SKR standalone, etc. Should allow me to run both with the Sonic Pad. Yeah, you should be able to run both with the Sonic Pad, no problem. I ran 3 printers at once on that and had no issues with it. It's the similar hardware to this as far as like performance goes, is the processor and stuff in it, the RAM. So Scooney, Hurricane Zoe, yes. But we love her. But she's a soon-to-be 5-year-old girl that is an only child, so she gets hyper. Look at it go. This might be a long stream today. We got 45 minutes till 5. We might have to pause the robot vacuum and continue on. I want to finish this today. But that also depends on the 5-year-old, if she lets me. Depends on how much they played at daycare, if she's tired or not. How's our pumpkin doing? Oh man, it's looking good. I like it. That smells good too. Scoony, do I just have artilleries? I have 3 artilleries, and I have the 2 trees SP5, and I have a Creality K1. I started out with the artillery Sidewinder, and it was a really good printer. And so I kind of stuck with them, and then last year I started expanding my collection. So I want to get the new artillery printers at some point in time, but I have other things in mind right now. I'm doing a custom build that I'm designing from scratch. And that's going to be my year-long project, hopefully to be done by Christmas for that. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to be using mainsail. If you want to use fluid, you can. They're both essentially the same. I just prefer mainsail. So next step 3, enter installing mainsail. So, and if you're not familiar with how the structure works, is that Klipper obviously that's your base firmware. Moonraker is the API that allows your laptop, tablet, whatever, to communicate with it. It's like a link almost, and then Fluid or Mainsail is your web interface. That is the actual interface that connects into Moonraker that controls the printer via the Klipper firmware. I'm pretty sure there's a better way to explain that, but that's kind of how it's structured in my head. Download the recommended macros. I always recommend, downloading the recommended macros. That gives you your pause, start, stop, kind of pre-done. So you don't have to worry about messing with that. And then you can go through and it has instructions on how to edit those how you want so it works for your machine. All right. Next, we're going to install Klipper screen because we need an interface for it. And this one takes a little while. This will take about as long as it took to install the Klipper. Scoony, cool live stream custom build. Yep, I'm going to be live streaming the build. I've got some parts already for it. I've got the power supplies, some of the electronics. I'm using the Big Tree Tech CB1 with the Manta M8P mainboard. I'm going to go with 24 volt stepper drivers and NEMA 23 motors, big motors. It's going to be Core XY, obviously. So, but I've got some of the 3D printed parts done. I've got the power supplies, got some of the Big Tree Tech stuff. So we're slowly collecting the parts as we go. The big one is going to be the frame because it's going to have to be, all the parts are going to get custom cut and drilled for me because I have the design I did in SolidWorks and I sent it to a company that could use that to do a cutlass basically. But there's a lot of holes and stuff like that I want precision drilled. So that's going to be an expensive thing. Christian, so running Klipper in a netbook is more than enough to run several printers. I think you'd be okay with a netbook. They're no slower than I would expect a typical ARM processor to be. Just you'd have to install Linux on it for it to work correctly. But yeah, if you could find a secondhand netbook, that's not a bad idea at all. So I don't know how many instances you could run, probably 2 or 3 easily, maybe more. So, but it also depends on how many USB ports you get on those things. I had a netbook years ago, and I think it only had like 2 USB ports. It was tiny. But yeah, it would work. I would expect it to. Let's see. THRO, I still have Octoprint, but I have a Klipper plugin for that. The Octoprint Klipper plugin replaces the API or the GUI. I'm not familiar with Octoprint. I've never used it. I kind of skipped that route. I just decided to go straight from Marlin to Klipper. So I know Octoprint works with Marlin and it kind of gives you that web interface idea. But from what I've heard, it's not quite as capable as Klipper with the current web interfaces that they have. So Drew says, at Jose, been there. That's why I went to individual boards. Yeah, and some people like a standalone install. I mean, I did that on my SP5. So, and I have the setup to do it on here if I needed to. I did a stream with it a few streams ago. But this also works great, just so I don't have to worry about wiring and stuff like that on the inside. You just plug in the USB, load up the firmware, and go. Still loading up Klipper's screen. And another thing is, it's a bit of a gamble as far as getting camp working on multiple machines from the one PAD-7. I'm pretty sure it'll work, but there might be a few subtle things I got to do differently to make it work. I've not had camp set up on this just yet, so that will happen soon enough. I need to use this printer more because it's actually, for what it is, this is a great little machine. Even stock, pretty amazing little machine for the money. Jason Osman, hey, first time catching you live, great content. Hey, thank you, Jason. Thank you for showing up. We're glad to have you here. And welcome to the show. This has been a fun year doing these live streams. We've been at it for, well, a year and 3 months now with a couple of small gaps, but we've been enjoying it. So welcome. We're glad to have you. And thank you. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. And we appreciate any feedback. Anything that we could do differently or better for all of you, we will do our best to do so. So, oh, I think I hear a car. This pumpkin's almost, well, how much longer does it have? Where are we at? SP-5.local. We are 65% done with that. Perfect. Oh, and Donkey Romper, I have that schematic for you. Message me, either email me or message me on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, whatever, and I'll send that over to you so you can get the pin out for it. Or so you could, I guess, reverse engineer, figure out whatever custom thing you're doing. So. Do, 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 do. This Klipper screen takes a little while to install. Oh, we're getting there. It's like tech inception. I'm seeing here what I'm seeing there, but it's like 30 seconds later. And Klipper screen's got a lot of stuff. We're close. We're nearing the end of this. Blue team, go. And what is taking them so long? They should have been back by now. It is literally just around the corner. And people that figured out how to do all this, how to make all this stuff work, they're geniuses. I do gotta say that. Because it just grabs all this stuff from their GitHub. Makes it super easy to keep updated and all that. It's a neat thing. The open source community has been, it's what makes 3D printing what it is, really, is all the open source stuff is great. Without it, I don't think we'd be anywhere near where we're at. Installing build dependencies. Come on. Let's see, Jose. I want to run single instances, so I was hoping to find a used PAD-7 for sale, but that's been unsuccessful. Bought a used Sonic pad for 50 bucks, and they're a dime a dozen. Yeah, a lot of people sell off their Sonic pads because they're kind of unhappy with them. So to find one for 50 bucks, that's kind of a deal. You know, that's a bargain. That's what do they call that? Value. There's good value in that. So to use that to set up multiple instances, still costing you less than a Raspberry Pi, and you get the screen, go for it. On a budget, that is not a bad idea at all. Do 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 do. Kind of hoping she gets back so we can see it, the print finish. Oh, it looks good. It is kind of a matte colored. Oh, it smells good in here. It smells like pumpkin pie. Do I hear a car? Is it someone driving by? I don't know. I feel, oh, there they are. I could hear the garage open. Good. I feel kind of lost without the producer wife helping. This just sitting here alone is awkward. Oh, man. We're almost done here. There apparently are a lot of build dependencies. Getting requirements to build. Baron, you're doing fine, Matt. Don't worry too much. Thank you, Baron. It's good to know that I'm not totally screwing this up alone. It's moments like these, it's like awkward silence. We're waiting for the software to install, so it's just twiddling our thumbs, waiting. But I heard the garage door open, so they're definitely here. And soon the chaos starts. And you could hear Hurricane Zoe down there. Just, ah! Yep. Full of energy, she is. Just brush up on your fun facts. Well, let's see. Fun fact for you. If you've ever seen the movie E.T., the bicycle that he used to jump over the moon is made by a Japanese company called Kuwahara. Fun fact. I can't think of any other fun facts. Usually I'm full of them, but right now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, a Sonic pad is worth $50 in my opinion, even if it's a vanilla version. I use it on my Creality Ender 3 S1 Pro that mainly uses used for ASA parts. Yeah, $50 is a great deal on it. Let's see. Install as a service. Let's see. This will enable boot to console. You know what? I think this is why it never works for me right. Because I don't want it to boot to a console. I want it to boot to Klipper screen. So I'm going to say no, do not install it as a service. YOLO, right? So go back.
No, not under there.
Klipper screen incomplete. What? Oh, come on. Does it need to be installed as a service? Is that what's going on here? Shoot. One, install. Hopefully it doesn't have to start over. Actually, no, we're going to shut this down. I'm going to check something here.
I'll be right back.
Oh, your mom's calling? Oh boy. Okay, well we're... See, Baron says at Drew, can you do that? Controls nearby or on the other side of the camera. Hey kiddo, what's up? You want to be internet famous? We're doing stuff. All right. We're going to shut it down and start it back up. Actually, we're going to do super user do reboot. That should... What? Oh, I didn't type it right. Haha. There we go. And it should reboot here. Hi kiddo, how was school?
Good.
Good.
I want to help you.
You want to help me? Okay. Oh, yep, this is Hurricane Zoe. Say hi to the people.
Hi.
Yeah, so it didn't go right to Klipper screen, so we're going to have to kind of start that over. Hopefully it can finish it without starting it completely over. Putty. PAD-7 dot local. All right, BIQU. BIQU. This is taking much longer than I thought. We're gonna go back to Kiowa. 1, install.
Have we seen the boat Benchy yet?
We have not. Oh, please tell me it doesn't have to start all over from scratch. I hope not, but we'll see.
Do you want to see the boat Benchy?
Yeah, show the people the boat, Benchy.
Okay, so
Oh my God, he's not pulling the cord. I'm so proud. Okay, I'll turn this off so it's not distracting me.
update on the particular aroma of this filament.
The aroma. Yep.
First thing we walk in, we smell Jerry. Because we had
Jerry.
Jerry for lunch.
Yep. You want to
Go.
crawl under the desk so you're not hitting cords?
So we had, oh,
Up. Very careful. Awesome. Good job, kiddo.
so first thing we walk in the house, we smell Jerry. If y'all remember Jerry.
Jerry.
Second thing we smell, we come up the stairs, pumpkin spice. It smells like
Just
like we've got air fresheners galore up here.
nice. Oh, here we go. Install as a service. Yes, I guess we'll install it as a service.
Whoa!
Oh no, it knocked it off.
Wow.
What
Hey,
was
whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey Zoe, can you stand by mommy, please?
What?
You gonna stop that?
Up there.
Yep.
Go
Please tell me you got that
under
on.
the desk. Nope.
Oh no. Well, I don't know what that was about.
Go under the desk.
Oh, you know what? Let's see what I did wrong.
What?
Smells yummy. Smell it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it's a pumpkin spice benchy.
And we got you and her in center of focus right now.
This looks like a green bath toy.
A great bath toy.
A yummy bath toy. Okay, so, well,
Okay, oop, oop.
Installed,
Go
okay.
under, please.
under please, kiddo. I guess I could shut this down for now.
Drew says, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I guess I could have used a brim or something. It popped off. I don't know what it got caught on.
Smell.
But up to the 91% mark is looking really good.
It doesn't have as much of a smell printed as it does printing.
Maybe it cooked off the smell as it printed.
I mean, it still has a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's not as fragrant. It looks
That's fair.
great though. No stringing.
Yeah, it looks great. The overhangs look good. If you want, I could set that back in the focus plane so they could see
Sure. If you want.
91% of a pumpkin
Could you
benchy.
pass it back to Daddy? Jose says the most recent update on the PAD-7 shut down everything on mine. I had to uninstall everything and reinstall. Thankfully, I had my config file saved.
Wow, that's not good.
Come on. There we
It looks good. Yeah. Actually looks really
And
good.
Drew says he's glad it sort of worked.
Right?
I don't know if that's as much the filament's fault as it is.
I don't know.
Do you think it's the filament's fault or do you think it's just something else going on?
Something else going on, I think.
I got
But-
my clip on.
Oh, lovely. No stringing, no, just that one little weird piece, but we saw it drop that little weird
Yeah,
piece. Other than that, it's really clean.
it does look clean. Hey, Klipper screen worked the first time. All right. I don't know why I did wrong last time. All right, so,
Oh, Drew's got to go. Dinner's ready.
dang it, Drew. That's okay. We'll see you around.
He got to stay for the benchy to sort of finish.
Wait a minute. Aren't you stuck with a broken foot? Or holes in his story, his dinner story.
Wow. He might still actually want to eat dinner with his friend.
Oh, I guess. So, first things first is we're going to get the MCU software, MCU firmware, updated on this guy. So,
Look at those beautiful eyes.
No,
Right.
My hair cannot fly.
we are going to,
Gorgeous. Remember,
Plug.
go under, not around.
actually, we're going to unplug that. We don't want it powered up just yet. So,
Where are you going?
where you going, kiddo?
We see your head, kiddo.
What you doing?
So, those of you who haven't been to the after party, this is the
This
after
is
party
the after
crazy.
party. Yeah. The crazy show. Ooh.
Hey, Jason Osman, that's new. You're new here.
Hmm.
Thanks for coming by.
Heck yeah. All right. So,
Hi.
we need to tip this sucker over on its
Careful, please.
on its side. And I've already got this thing
Coming
unscrewed.
through.
She's coming through. Let's see if I could pry it off of here without a screwdriver. There we go. And this is going to be the same process if you have the Genius Pro, hi, or the X2. If I can get this bottom off here. There we go. Set that aside.
Just careful with the cord. Good job.
Right. So I'll bring up a picture of this, of what I'm doing here. On your Ruby board, you can manually put it in DFU mode. So there's this cluster of 6 little pins here. If you put a jumper between boot and the 3.3 volt.
Oh, Brant says time for dinner. Thanks for the live. We'll have to watch the rest after dinner. Thanks for coming by, Brant.
Yeah.
Oof.
You okay? Can we,
I think she's okay.
Okay.
She's okay.
Okay.
Ray says, hi, Zoe and Emily. Hey, Ray.
All right.
You want to say hi to Ray?
All right. So
Hi,
it's Ray on camera. Well, he's watching on camera. All right. So boot, 3.3 volt, grab a jumper. Plug jumper in between those pins.
Careful of the cords, please.
Okay. Then connect your USB.
Hey. Thank you. Careful of the cords.
I'm gonna set this down here. And this is the trick. Use USB power only. Do not use main power because this won't work. So plug in here. And this thing through the USB will provide plenty of power to do this. Come on. All right. Plug in there and plug in there. And it may not look like it, but it has USB
Can
power.
you come over here, please? Thank you.
All right, we're gonna
press buttons.
get her a keyboard or something to play with.
She doesn't want to press those buttons, do you?
She wants to press my buttons.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
fair.
already pressing your button.
A little bit.
Brant says, I'll leave the browser open for the views.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Brant. We
Yeah.
appreciate that.
So we got our USB plugged in, the PAD-7. No main power just yet. And you could do this for an
Okay.
initial install as
Come over
well.
here, please. You're standing in the camera.
This isn't just for the update. You could do this for an
Thank you.
initial install.
That's perfect.
So we're going to go to 4 advanced, and we're going to do option 4, build plus flash.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. We'll go back and show you. In the main Kiowa screen here, we're going to go to the advanced option, number 4. And then we're going to do number 4 again. Build plus flash. 4. And that makes us go to make menu config, or it brings up the make menu config. So we need to figure out what our settings are here, and we can get that from our printer config for the Hornet, which I have here. I also have this on the website in the downloads for firmware. I have the download for this on the website to my GitHub. So, but I have the setup here. Klipper firmware configuration. Enable extra low-level configuration. So that's what we want to do. And then microcontroller. It's an STM32. Not an AT Mega. So STM32, and it is an STM32F401. So click on that and scroll down till you find it right there. Bootloader offset. This does not have a bootloader, so select no bootloader. Clock reference should be 8 megahertz, yep, and then communication USB. All right, and then just hit Q, and it should give you a prompt, saved configuration. Y for yes. And it will compile the firmware with this. Everything okay?
No.
No? Okay. compiling firmware if you didn't know.
Sorry, by the way, that we came in like a wrecking ball.
It's okay. I had mentioned, like, pretty soon Hurricane Zoe's going to be here.
I see. That's why Scooney was saying Hurricane Zoe.
Yep.
I see.
What?
I mean, we came in like a...
Like Miley Cyrus? Oh, we heard. Oh. Right? I love it.
Oh, poor Drew wanted to see you printing the Benchy faster. Earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So it comes up here, flash MCU. We're going to do the regular flashing method. So 1. And then how to flash. Make flash default 1. Oh, it's already pre-selected. Then how is the controller board connected to the host? So this is technically the host. So we have it USB and DFU mode. So 3. Identifying MCU, attention, it gives you this. Make sure you select the correct MCU. So only have one thing connected to this if you're doing this, so you don't accidentally pick the wrong one and put the wrong firmware on the wrong machine. So right now only this one is connected and it sees it. So I guess I can see the MCU without the firmware being on there. I stand corrected. MCU 1. Enter, you selected MCU 1, continue, yes. So they make sure, like, are you very sure you want to do this? Yes, I'm very sure. And it just takes a minute or so. Boom, done. Now, we can unplug the USB. That will power it off. And remember, USB only for the flashing for this way. Remove said jumper. Where'd it go? Right there. That went somewhere. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to pop this back on there.
Whoa, cool. I'm reading some of the older conversation going on here. DC was an avionics tech.
Yeah, the Navy.
Nice. Two of you got some kind of in common, huh?
Yeah, loud noises. There.
I'm sure that was wonderful for everybody to hear.
Yeah, ready? Everyone's ears. All right. Now the fun begins. Some main power there, some USB here.
And Donkey Romper is an Army engineer.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to plug the Sidewinder X2 in here. We're going to try to anyway. Boom. And then make sure you turn your main power on. Make sure it's plugged in. I helped a couple people troubleshoot their machines, and they were having issues getting it to heat up, and nothing moved. And
do you actually mean a couple, or are you just trying to call out that one person
two
who
people.
knows who they are?
I've had it 2 people now where their machine was not getting main power. One wasn't plugged in, and another one, I don't know what the deal was. Oh, I think he didn't think it required it because it was getting power from the USB, so the machine looked like it was powered on. So it's like, it's got power, like, well, it's got 5-volt power, all the lights and stuff will come on, but there's no 24-volt, no high voltage going on. All right. Let's connect some stuff. Let's connect some stuff. Let's make some stuff happen. I can close that. We're gonna go to, no, I gotta bring that up here.
Oh my god, not another tab.
Oh, so many tabs. Want me to close all these?
No, it's fine.
Okay. We're gonna go to
It's not fine.
PAD-7 .local.
Two different kinds of people in this world. The people who have icons and tabs open everywhere. Everything's chaos. It's insanity. And those of us who get a little stressed out about having more than one tab open at a time.
That's fair. Okay, so, excuse me, since we have multiple instances installed, it's saying, hey, we got to add these printers manually. Excuse me. So add printer. We're going to give this host name PAD-7 .local port 7125. Add. It sees it. We're going to add a second. PAD-7 .local, and we're going to call this port 7126. Add printer. There we go. And then we'll just do our third one for fun. 7127 pad7 dot local LOCAL. Add printer. Boom. So we're going to go to the first one, and the X2 is going to be our first one. All right, so we obviously have nothing going on right now. We got to put our configuration in.
Ray's like me says over there with only 3 tabs open because he's expecting an email. Otherwise, you'd only have 1.
Tabs a million over here.
See, I'm not alone.
Right. So I'm going to go to my GitHub here. Your repositories, yep. And then I'm just going to download my backups that I backed up earlier. Download zip. Yep, put that on the desktop. Good. And we're going to go to my Hornet X2 configs right here, or my Artillery Hornet Klipper configs. And code, download that zip, done, done. All right, that should be good to go. 7-zip, extract it. Go back to mainsail here. Must look through all of them, right? No, I'll close all these for you. We're gonna leave Kiowa up. All right. Upload file. Excuse me. Desktop. Backup for Starglander X2. Printer data config. Open. Boom, 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 boom. And the MCU ID should already be okay. But if you want to, if you're doing a new install and you need to get your MCU ID, you would do it from here.
Bless you.
So it would be the same. So we'll go back. Main menu in Kiowa, 4 advanced, and then 5 get MCU ID.
Oh, Scooty's got to go. Says,
no.
well, got to go for supper.
Everyone's
Thank you guys
having
for the good
supper.
info. See you on the next one.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, Scooney. We appreciate having you here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Get MCU ID, 1 USB, and it will probably give me both. Yeah. So to know which one is exactly which, just do one at a time. Have them plugged in one at a time. But I already have my MCU IDs in my printer config, so I don't have to worry about this. So for this, restart. Klipper reports error. Oh, yep. So I don't have camp set up just yet. So I got to go back into here. Printer. Sometimes you got to click on them a few times for them to work. There we go. So we're going to remove that for now, just so it connects and works. All right. G-code shell command, update git script, not a valid config section. Update git script. Oh, that's in my Moonraker config? Where is that? Update manager. We're going to turn off that. I think that's what that is. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't need that last one. Try again. Let's see. Moonraker cannot connect the Klipper. Please check the Klipper service. What? That's going to end up changing. Save and restart. Why are we not connecting? It's always something. Okay, while that figures out whatever it's doing, we're gonna get the files in for this. So up here, I've gone to my second instance, right? 7126, machine, same thing, upload file. Desktop, artillery hornet, 7-zip, extract, configs. I have the inductive probe, open, and actually, we're gonna switch out my printer config to the one that is on my desktop because that's got my. All right, firmware restart. That should give me errors. Printer's not ready. Yep, we're good to go. It should start up. And
I'm surprised they can say Clippy. Like,
Clippy?
you'd think that'd be a thing like Microsoft would come for them.
I have
you know
no
what I mean?
idea.
Wasn't that what they called it back in the day? Clippy was a little paper clip that would show up on your desktop and help you write.
Oh yeah, was his name
Yeah.
Clippy? Oh, this thing
Everybody
is,
forget about that, huh?
all right, this
Back
thing
in
is
the day.
grumpy. We're gonna restart this PAD-7. All right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Drew's not here to yell at you. Doesn't mean you can't just start pulling
Hey,
wires.
hey, hey! I hit shutdown like normal,
Just saying.
right? All right. This is a long stream today. We're almost there. I just want to get this. I'm not going to do any test prints. I just want to get them connected
Uh-huh.
and working on the web interface, and then go to Orca Slicer and show how to go between them.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure.
Sure.
While he's doing that, for those of you who are still with us, because I know everybody's having to run, we have decided we're going to take the first Monday of each month, and we are going to set it aside for Matt to do some actual produced videos. We want to try to get a few more of those out to you, something a little more professional, a little less haphazard,
Yeah.
a little less crazy. Hurricane Zoe going on. So we're going to remind y'all as we get to the end of March, but April, the first Monday of April, we'll be reserving for produced videos.
Yes. We're gonna do this one at a time here. I don't know why it's grumpy, but it's grumpy.
You just pulled the cord out.
It's just for this. Calm down.
Drew, if you come back and watch, I'm yelling at him for you. Don't worry.
That's fair. Restart that too. PAD-7 dot local. Ah, here we go. Moonraker can't connect to Klipper. Please check the that the Klipper service is running. So I've done something. What have I done in here? I've just turned off this part of the update manager. Let's turn this back on and see what happens, huh?
It's 5 o'clock.
I know. Noisy.
Sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah, it really didn't like having that update manager. Moonraker warnings, update manager. Yeah, I know. So this is a fail to load extension Klipper adaptive messaging per invalid path for option path and section update manager Klipper advanced. So this is upset about not having camp set up on this thing. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Let's just get that done real quick. File manager, enable object processing. That's in our Moonraker config. I should have that there. Machine, Moonraker config. Come on. File manager, yep. Okay. And then we're gonna get back into it. Let's go ahead and close putty and get back into that. Putty, editing, no, programming. PAD-7 dot local, boom.
Rich says, y'all still going? I went and cooked burgers on the grill and ate them already.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Rich, I think you're ahead of the game on eating dinner. Everybody else just left us. Apparently food's more important. I mean, lame.
So this is angry about me for not having camp all set up, so it won't connect without getting that set up, and I don't know what to disable to make it work right. So we're gonna just get camp on here real quick. Have that in there. That should be it then, right?
I think we got somebody I've never seen comment before. Chef, oh my gosh.
Troubles?
Chef Schweizer?
I don't know who that is.
VR? I'm sure I just destroyed that. Says, I hope you're full, Rich. Baron says he's just getting back as well. It's 8 p.m. in New York, Rich says.
Holy cow. Please check that.
Why do I feel like...
Running
Rich, I think you're just messing with me, aren't you? Because I feel like we've talked about you being in Canada. We've talked about you being in New York. I thought we talked last time about you being in South Carolina. I mean, you're just messing with me, aren't you?
I mean, it sees it. It knows I'm here. Why is it doing this? Please check that the Klipper service is running and Klipper UADC engine is configured. Oh, you know what? Printer 1 data. That's what that is. Okay, so this folder is wrong. I think that's what it's, because I had this on my single instance set up. So this folder is going to be different. We need to figure that out. Yep, that's what's going on here. So we're going to go to WinSCP and we're going to figure out what that folder name is since we have multiple printers. Host name PAD-7.local.
Maybe I'm just going crazy, Rich. Or maybe I'm confusing Rich and Ray. Is that what's going down? Am I confusing Rich and Ray?
Username. Maybe. You do a lot.
I do, sorry.
Username, password, BIQU. Okay. All right. Printer _1 data. That's what it is. So we need to change this to, I think that's all it is. Invalid file, blah, 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 config camp adapt, safety does not exist. Okay, so I gotta figure that out, but we're back to being connected. So let's go back to here. We'll take that off for now, and I'll figure that out later. Oh man, what is going on here? Section G-code shell command update get script is not valid, not a valid config section. G-code shell command up. I've got some syntax broken somewhere.
Baron says, weak Wi-Fi responsible for timeouts and not connecting via web UI. Seems to go away if I reset it or turn on/off the pad.
Yeah.
And he also says IIRC, which I'm sure stands for something, but I can't think about it.
If I recall.
And he's saying, is Ray a pilot? If I recall, oh, okay.
Okay, G-code shell command update get script is not a valid.
Kyle's the pilot.
Kyle's the pilot, yeah.
Ray, we don't know what Ray does. We don't know what Rich does either.
Oh. What is this? G-code
Except for a lot of driving, right, Rich? A lot of time in the car trying to go from Long Island to Albany, New York.
turn those off for now. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, that's connected. We're good to go. Let's get the Hornet connected. There's just some issues with camp that I got to figure out since the original camp install was on a standalone installation. So there's some small changes I got to make it work right. So plug that in. And the power supply.
Kyle says guilty.
Guilty. All right.
Because not only do we get to hear about all the skis and all the fun he has up on the mountain, but we get to hear about all the fun destination he flies to.
All right.
Always bragging.
MCU unable to connect. Let's see here. We should have my MCU ID.
Technical third-party risk management. Rich, that sounds fancy.
That does sound fancy. Moonraker config. Come on. Printer 2 data okay, so that's correct. Save and restart. Try again. Her MCU unable to connect. I should have an MCU ID there. Well, let's see here.
Kyle says, oh yeah, Yakima is super fun.
Right. Which one would it be? Oh yeah, it's not the right MCU ID. Huh. Wrong.
Rich says, not really. I answered questions from the company's clients on how we protect their data. Okay, so the job doesn't sound fun, but the job title sounds fancy.
Right. Okay, so let's unplug this one so it's not trying to think about it, and we'll get the right MCU ID.
And I mean, if you wanted to go rogue, Kyle, I mean, how much longer would it take you just to get to Spokane instead, right? That'd be more fun. How much trouble would you get in, Kyle, if you just decided to land in Spokane instead?
Could be fun.
Could be fun.
Yeah. All right, our right click. There we go.
That'd be great. You hear your pilot come over the intercom, like, and we're landing in Spokane, Washington.
Right.
We know this wasn't your destination, but let's
there
be
we go.
honest,
Okay.
you didn't want to go to Yakima anyway.
Wrong MCU ID is what I had. Okay. So, all right. Now we're in business. They both work. We'll bring them both up here. PAD-7 dot local. What? PAD-7 dot local.
Kyle says all of it.
There we go.
All of the trouble.
7126. Initializing. All right, we're going to give this thing a name. How do I do that? Printer name. Which one is this? Machine. This is the Hornet, I believe, right? Printer name, Hornet.
Baron agrees. Lots, depending on the flight plan.
Right, and then we'll go over to this one. There we go. Firmware restart.
Kyle says, folks, I don't want to go to Yakima today. We're going to go to Spokane. Woo!
That's fine.
Insta-fired.
Right. Come on.
Baron says, so had the wrong MCU ID all along? How did that happen?
Oh, that was just for the Hornet. I must have copied the wrong. I had the printer config that I had downloaded off of my other instance of it, but I must not have copied it in right or something. So I just had to get the MCU ID manually and put it in. It's connected and working now. So this is giving me a G-code path error. Oh yeah, so I got to change that there.
I mean, let's be honest, Kyle, if you're going to get fired over that, you got to choose something better, right? Like, we're just going to go ahead and land in the Bahamas instead.
Right. What in the...
It's probably why I shouldn't be a pilot. I would
There
do
we
something
go.
like that.
Yeah. There we go. Printer _1 data, save and restart. That should clear that up. All right, we'll name this Sidewinder. Actually, we'll just call it SWX2. Done. All right, let's go to Orca Slicer and connect these up. Yeah, I get it. Acknowledge. All right, prepare. We're going to go to, I already have them here, so Artillery Sidewinder X2 Klipper. Go into connection, and we're going to change this to pad7.:7125. It may, yep, it works. Sometimes it only works if you use the IP address. I think it depends on your network you're hooked up to. All right. And then we're going to go over to Klipper, or the Hornet, and then pad7.:7126.
Baron's bursting my bubble. I'm not even a pilot. He won't even let me dream about Rogue taking a plane over to the Bahamas. He says fuel. Nice to have enough to reach the islands.
Right. All right, device. You should be able to click on it now. Come on.
Kyle says only run out of gas over Wichita.
You have indicated to navigate to one of the Moonraker's front ends. Huh. Didn't do this to me last time. Okay, so it might want the IP address. I think this is what I ran into. Network
We can't
217.
see anything you're doing there.
Huh?
We can't see anything you're doing on the pad.
I'm just getting the IP address. 192.168.217/7126. Test. Cannot connect. What? Oh. Helps if I have it typed in right. Okay, so that, will that work? No, why is it doing this to me? Does it not like the port? Here we go. Again.
Baron says, dang it, Jim. I'm a pilot, not a gas station attendant.
Oh, really? It's doing this now, huh?
You promised them shenanigans, I think.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. Let's go over to the Hornet. Change this up. Apparently it doesn't really want to use that port. pad7.local LO. I guess it's treating this as a separate instance of Moonraker for whatever reason, or of mainsail. There. Okay. So I should be able to go back and forth now. I guess you do have to select which one it is. It won't automatically do it for you.
Is that a check engine light?
Where? Right here?
Yeah.
I think so. No, that's to shut off the... right.
It looks like a check engine light. It kind of makes me happy.
So over to home it here. Right. It's locked. There. All right. So it looks like since Orca Slicer is updated, it doesn't like taking a port. So when you go to your device, you will have to manually select which one it is. So I know that the Hornet is on 7126.
Baron asks, did you write down the ports correctly, or are you just relying on that steel trap of a mind you've got? His is rusted shut.
So with the first instances of printers with the mainsail on here, 7125 is printer 1, 7126 is printer 2, and so on and so forth.
Jose would like you to go through one more time how to connect. A little slower, please.
Okay, so prepare, say I select on a Sidewinder X2. There's this little connection tab here. Click on that, and then for host name, IP, or URL, put in your host name, IP, or URL. So I put in pad7.local, which is the host name. And I tried putting in the port number. So if I go :7125, it says the connection works, but for some reason when I go to device, it takes me to this weird API screen. It doesn't like it. So
just for people like me who may not know, click on that again.
Back to connection.
How do you get your host name, IP, or URL? Is that something obvious?
So your host name is what you named it in when we did the boot file, the boot config on the SD card. It asked to put in a host name. So I put in the host name. If you don't have that, you can go to your Klipper screen and go to network, and then it has, if it's connected, it'll give you an IP address.
We couldn't see that if we wanted to.
Oh,
That works.
right. On Klipper screen, it gives you an IP address if you go to your network settings and if it's connected to a network. So we will take out that port.
And then you're clicking test once you do that?
Yep, you click on one of the, you click away so it takes it, and then click on test, and that just tells you, hey, it's connected and it's working. Click OK, and then when you go to the device tab, it will take you to your mainsail, and you just got to pick which printer you're wanting to select. So for this is the Sidewinder X2. Bam. So, and then if you switch, oh, I want to go play with the Hornet now. Bam.
Yeah, what did you click on the prepare screen to get there?
On prepare, under printer right here. It gives you a drop down of all your printers you have set up.
So you had to do it there, and you had to do it on your device screen?
Yeah, once you do it once and you're stuck and you stay on that printer, so I can go back to device, it's always going to be on Hornet, right? Because I've selected it under that. If you switch printers, it seems like it wants to, oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, still on Hornet. Oh, there we go. 7125, there. Oh, let's go. I'm going back and forth way too fast here.
I'm going to say you got about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then here we are. So just make sure, and when you go to your device, initially you select the right device. And I got to do some thinking on how to get the ports to actually function, because that's strange. Because you should, I wonder, does that work on here if I go pad7.local:7125? Oh, it takes me to the same screen. Huh. We'll have to figure that one out. All right. Sure. All right, but yeah, that's it. Two printers, one PAD-7. And I'm probably gonna have to reboot this now. Yep. So more system restart host, and it should come up with a splash screen at the beginning. I can close this. Boot.
We've got this like fabulous
Glare
reflection of your face.
off of that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Still got it. That's a little better.
Hello.
Ooh. And your tablet is throwing some lovely glare.
Right. Oh, in the Klipper screen config, you got to change how it sees the printers, multiple instances. That's another one. Come on. There we go. Try again. Machine. I wonder if I need to remove this because it should be a global one now. Yeah, there should be a global one. Klipper screen. Scripts.
Baron says network only shows up with more than one instance installed. I'm not finding it on my single instance.
Network only shows more.
Only shows up with more than one instance installed.
Oh.
It's not finding it with just one single instance.
Yeah, that weird screen that comes up. What was that?
Network only shows up with more than one instance installed? It's a question.
Network.
Does the network only show up with more than one instance installed?
I don't understand what he's asking. As far as like putting in the host name? I'm gonna rename that. Cancel.
Sorry, Baron, I think we're a little lost.
Yeah, sorry, Baron. I'm
Are you lost with the network part? Like what he means by the network, or
I'm not understanding exactly what he's
the
asking.
instances?
He's talking about the device tab in Orca Slicer. Rename. I don't know if these are supposed to be here. Rename. Reboot host.
Connection failed. Change printers. Try again.
I know there's something I gotta do in that Klipper screen config to make it see on the PAD-7 itself so you could select multiple printers. I just forgot what that is. Something I didn't think about. And if I remember right, when you do multiple instances, it will create a global, like a Klipper screen config that is for all of your instances, but it's still not coming up. Okay, we're gonna Google it. Klipper screen, multiple printers. When in doubt, Google it, right? In Klipper screen config file, home, pi, Klipper screen config. So, let's see, yep, BIQU. So where does it say, excuse me, home, scripts, So it should be there. I don't see it. BIQU. So it's got to be in one of these. All right. So let's go back here. And then, oh, and the Klippers, yeah. So we're in the Hornet. Oh, we're already there. Oh, I bet I have to add this to both of them, maybe?
I think we were lost, Baron. Unfortunately, I don't think you got an answer. We were a little lost.
Yeah.
Matt said he wasn't quite sure what you were asking for.
So what's there? Rename. If we go over to printers, 7125, reconnect. Switch to printer. Machine, rename that. Rename, and then if I go in here, okay, yeah. There, I think you have to have this in all of those. I think it just forced a restart. Huh. We're going to add a third one over. We're going to name it test. And we're going to name that port 7127. Copy that, save and restart. Okay. Go back over to the Hornet and make sure that is. Oh, come on. Yeah, it might want this config file in the actual deal. Let's see, machine.
So I'm sure Ed's probably already gone, but I had a thought
Yeah.
to add to his taco scented PLA filament. Margarita.
Ooh.
You gotta get
That's a good
taco,
one.
you gotta
it's
get
not
some
coming
pico
up.
de gallo and some margarita scented filament.
That sounds good. That sounds good. So I'm thinking,
Said if you're still here, margarita too. If you're gonna patent it, patent the margarita too.
right. We're going to go to config, copy. I think we got to move this over. Is it in here?
Baron says he was looking for the location of the quote-unquote network on the UI. He doesn't have a down pointing.
Oh, okay. If you go to more, can you guys see that?
Oops,
Probably not.
sorry,
huh?
guys. There we go.
If you click on
Ooh, that's a lot of glare.
better,
That's a little better.
so more, the little gear, and then you'll have a network icon. Click on that, and it will give you your list of Wi-Fi networks, and then whichever one you're connected to, it'll show you the IP address on the top right. So,
Kyle says he's thirsty now.
right. Klipper. Start search. See, there's an instance of this config somewhere. You didn't see it.
I don't think you've got too much longer before we gotta call it a night.
I want to find it. Interesting. If I put it here, paste. Target 7. Okay. Do you want to open a separate shell session to duplicate this file? Current session does not support the direct duplication. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, let's see if that worked. Host, reboot. I think if this doesn't work, I'm going to plug in my other SD card that oh shoot, no it doesn't. I format that. Never mind. Come on.
Baron says he thought it was on the computer screen, not the pad screen.
Oh. Invalid configuration file. Provide Klipper screen log when asking for help. So it didn't like me copying that over. So I don't know why it's not letting me do that from...
Is this a good spot to...
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good spot. Let's go through and remove it real quick.
Kyle says he feels like he had an issue similar to this when he did the Hornet. He's really trying to remember what he had to do, but it's been a little while.
Yeah, I mean, it's not specifically with the Hornet. It's just getting the options to show up.
Oh, and Ed just came back. He says he thought we were done.
Hey, Ed, yeah, we're almost done.
We were just talking about you, Ed.
Yeah.
I had suggested, along with your taco flavored or taco scented filament, not flavored. Flavored's not a good word to use. We don't want people eating things.
Right.
Your taco scented filament. We need the pico de gallo scented, and we also need a margarita scented.
Yes.
So while you're getting those patents, I suggest the 3. The big 3.
Right. If this doesn't work, yeah, we're gonna shut it down. I gotta figure out where to put that, where to set that up. Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be angry. The only other thing I could think of would be that it only wants one instance of that file in there. One last thing to try, real quick. Real quick. I know. Let's go over here.
Parent says, just normal problems for a live stream.
Oh, you know it. I'm just going to delete that. Delete. Okay. And then we're going to reboot the host again and see what it does.
I think they probably enjoy the background music.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah, no.
Ooh. Ed says the whole Mexican pack: pico de gallo, tamale, taco, churro, tortilla, chocolate abuelita.
Yeah, carne asada. Yeah, I got to figure out the Klipper screen config for that to work. I might just reinstall Klipper screen from scratch and see if it remakes that file in the correct location. But I think on that note, we are going to end it because we've been at it for 2.5 hours now, and I'm pretty sure those of you who have not eaten yet want to go eat. And those of you,
She wants to eat.
she wants to eat. Yeah, that's fair.
They are not. Come on, cutie. Right on time, she brings out a thing of chips. Like,
Yep.
hey.
She found mommy's stash of Doritos,
Hey, you know what?
desk Doritos.
I spend all day teaching people how to do my job. I need a stash of emergency Doritos, okay?
You know, there are things I could say about that.
We won't do that. Not on.
No?
No.
That's not what you're thinking.
Oh, really?
It's I really. It's if you were good at your job, you wouldn't have to teach others how to do it for you.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
She's a trainer for her company.
Wow. You know what?
Actually, Mommy, I also don't want this to be.
Okay.
Just a minute, Pumpkin. I'll be right there.
Yeah, we're almost done, kiddo.
Rich says, ouch. He also says everyone needs a stash.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, no idea.
Matt's sleeping in the garage tonight.
Worth it. You know what? If you could razz on me for 2.5 hours, you could take one, okay?
You know what? But the ones I throw at you are like cute and silly and funny, and you cut deep, man. So, you know, the best people to train are the people who can't figure it out, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Jose says, thank you. Enjoyed the live stream. As always,
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming by
Yeah.
and joining the chat.
Right, and Ed, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it.
Ed, you're awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for all your support.
Yes.
And Ed says, my wife says that the new tire smell or new car smell or new school supply smell would be awesome. Fresh cut grass.
That would just make people sneezy.
You know what? You just, no. Baron says, got some things to check on now. Enjoyed the show.
Thank you, Baron. Thank you for stopping by.
Rich says, have a wonderful week. See y'all in the Discord.
We will see you all in the Discord. And on that note, thank you everyone for stopping by. Please sure to hit that like, subscribe button. Check us out on Discord, on Facebook and Instagram, and the website at Ethereal Project 3D. Links in the video description. This was fun. Let's do it again next week. We'll see you all then. Happy 3D printing. Bye-bye.